A while ago I was playing Indika, a game about a nun in 18th century Russia going on a journey to deliver a letter from the monastery she's at to someone whose identity is not really important to the story whatsoever. Spoilers upcoming for Indika, by the way. During this trip, Indika questions her faith quite a lot. She questions comparing sins, she questions miracles, and a bunch of other things.
So the monastery wasn't your choice?
It was. But when your decision has a reason, is it really a choice? When a brook hits a rock, does it choose which way to go?
Oh, fuck me, you're not a brook. You have your own free will.
Free will. Choices. But whenever we make a choice, don't we base it on our previous experience? Don't we estimate all the possible benefits in our head? And if we go against the rational, don't we realize that we're being driven by our emotions, by our passions? Do you understand?
As I was saying, our will helps us to control our passions, resist temptation.
That's true. But when you control your emotions, there's always a reason, right? You can explain why you're doing it, build a string of logic.
If the soul didn't exist, all that remains would be your logical ship. How the fuck can one live without a soul? Humans haven't learned that yet.
Ask him if he knows what a soul even is. Everyone says soul this, but can anyone clearly explain what it is?
Yes, but even a soul has its own inclinations. Let's say your soul gravitates towards God, and mine doesn't. Is that my choice then? Or, in theory, let's imagine that the choice isn't based on anything. What kind of choice is it then? Pure chance?
Right, so your choice is an empty word.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't even understand the point of this whole choice thing, this freedom that God has graced us with. Why would God need our so-called freedom if in the end he's only satisfied with strictly defined choices? He could have just made me in a way he would have liked me.
All of that questioning happens while she faces lots of hurdles on her way. Shootouts, someone with a dead arm, attraction to another man.
Dear, where to take it or where it came from. Sister! Did you arrive safely? No incidents? Kasyuk, is that you? Wait a second!
Don't you dare, alright? Hey, you! Drop your weapon! Drop it!
You drop your weapon!
No.
Throw your rifle here! Don't taint your conscience with sin!
You're going nowhere, mate! Alright? You won't...
Manage.
Won't manage.
I've got nothing to lose!
Fine, just... Don't shoot, alright?
Do it like this.
Get on! Get on him! I'm telling you, go! Go! Get on!
But in the final act of the story, Indika gets accompanied by a prison guard to her cell for committing the crime of accidentally killing a priest. And while they are walking, The guard proceeds to tell her the following story.
Ever heard of Makar, the sideman? There was a lot about him in the papers, but only after he was hanged. 7 kids lost their heads because of his scythe.
What?
Well, he chopped them off.
Are you comparing him to me?
Well, no. No, I think Makar is something of a saint. Listen, let me tell you. Makar had 3 kids, all of them boys. One day, he dropped something on his youngest, a wagon or a wardrobe or something. It was so bad that the poor boy stopped feeding his legs. Couldn't sleep at night. Lay there all day crying from pain. The village doctor couldn't do anything, so Makar couldn't take it anymore. He went to the priest and said, "Bless me, Father, to end the child's suffering." Well, the priest didn't bless him, of course. He sent him home to pray and think about the salvation of his soul. Makar prayed for a week, but the son wouldn't stop screaming. So, Makar snapped, took the cover off his side, said a prayer, and ended the suffering with a single sweep. He went back to the priest and said, "It's done, Father. I don't have a soul anymore. I lost my right to think about salvation back when I dropped that wardrobe on my son. Or was it a wagon? I don't remember. So my soul is done. Better tell me where he is now, in hell or in heaven." The priest said, "In heaven, of course. He didn't get to sin. In a way, you gave him a gift. Sent him straight to the kingdom of heaven without any earthly suffering." Well, this thought got stuck in Makar's head. So he went home, put his other sons in front of a kiosk, said a prayer with them, and chopped their heads off. So after that, he went completely insane and started hunting down his neighbours' kids. Managed to kill 4 of them before he got caught.
Why is he a saint?
Think of it this way. Some martyr gets burned at the stake because of Christ. Does it mean he buys himself eternal life for 10 minutes of suffering? Can we call this a real sacrifice? Makar is a different story. To save someone else's soul, he sacrificed his own.
Why are you telling me all this?
Father Proc, the one you killed, he couldn't have asked for a better gift. He's now an innocent victim, a martyr. Maybe he'll even be canonized.
And what about Makar?
What about him? He got hanged.
I was reminded of this part of the game when I saw a story online a while ago on Twitter about an Egyptian single mother of 3 who strangled her kids while they were asleep. And while they lived in a good neighborhood, she did that because she could not pay for their school, which was a private one. She also stated that she did not want them to move to another school because they would be bullied at a poorer school. So what she decided to do is to strangle them in their beds in the middle of the night and then directly call the police to confess. And after detailing how she did it, she said that she saw this as the only way for their salvation from the brutal life they would live if they were still alive. That led me to look further into this, and I found that nowadays this happens even in first world countries, although rather rarely. And when it happens, it is usually from a younger girl, or when it is from an older mother, it's usually during a psychosis episode. When this happens in the third world, on the other hand, even in poor religious societies, it happens due to poor material conditions as opposed to religious reasons. Even when the murderer is extremely religious, they usually do it to save their kids from what they see as a fate worse than death. While the religious reasoning mentioned in the story in Indika is usually an extra reason that helps justify the action, it is although very rarely the main reason in modern times. That is, of course, as opposed to the ancient times where they were like straight up doing child sacrifice and shit like that. Regardless, I just wanted to make this quick video because I really felt like talking about this topic because it's been all over my head for a couple of days. Like, comment, and subscribe. Donate for Gaza, link in the description. Love you guys. Bye bye.